Would you rather sleep on a bed made of snot or of scabs? This is the question that was posed to me as a young child by none other than Joel's mother. Good old Auntie Catherine. We do love her and her imagination. And this question, I think we all ended up with the same answer. We chose scabs because we thought snot is quite goopy, and that did not sound very
Yeah,
appealing.
yeah.
But if you think about it,
At least they're both
so
pretty bad.
scabs can also be pretty goopy at times. So I think if you took like the crustiest of both worlds, I think then it's kind of
then
an
you'd be
even
okay.
boat, yeah. But either way,
It's
it's
important
just
to
nasty.
remember this is a primary school teacher as well.
Hmm.
I was homeschooled by
Yep.
this woman,
Hmm.
and so obviously God bless, love my mum. But what on earth was that kind of question?
Don't know. Don't know. Welcome back to the SpewnedIt Podcast.
And so here we are, after having been tortured, haunted even, by that would you rather question, we decided to have brought that into the Spooned It world. And so today we're going to be playing a few little games of Would You Rather. Jensen, I want to pitch this to you on straight off the bat, okay?
Okay.
Would you rather be forced to dance all day, every day, until you get a perfect score on Dancing with the Stars, or be forced to eat mashed potato, okay, until you get a perfect score on MasterChef?
Okay, making mashed potatoes, right? Not eating mashed potatoes.
Yes,
Creating them.
yes, sorry.
Okay, so
Sorry.
making
Whenever mashed potatoes come to
perfecting a mashed potato dish on MasterChef until I get
or
it,
just dancing forever.
or dancing until I get. You know what? Like, if you think about it, both of these are just forcing you to get really good at something. So it's kind of like, do I
Yeah.
want to become a really good dancer, or do I want to become a really good cook? At least making mashed potatoes. And
No, no, nothing else really.
either of those are pretty cool. But if I think about it like that, I think I might say Dancing with the Stars, even though I think it would probably take me longer, just because
Boo.
I've done some cooking, but I've done
Yep.
very little dancing. But if you think about it, learning how to make a really good mashed potato dish, that's pretty cool. But like at the end of the day, all you're gonna learn is maybe some basic culinary skills and then a good mashed potato dish. But if you learn how to be a perfect Dancing
Okay.
with the Stars contestant, that's you can
Dancer.
take that
Yeah.
for life, and that's like got a whole bunch of styles and like I'm gonna get in great shape, all kinds of benefits. So I'm gonna say that one. I'm gonna say I
Oh,
would
that's
love to
true.
dance until I get a perfect score on Dancing with the Stars. Granted, that would take a very long time, but I think the I would come out the other side with a lot more benefits long term.
Yeah.
And I think that's the way I'm gonna approach it.
Massive benefits.
Yeah,
Massive benefits. I'm similarly going to go with mashed potato because
mashed
I
potatoes.
think being able to cook a 10 out of 10 mashed potato would just, I feel like that would change the game for me. But I kind of see what you're thinking of, especially about the getting in shape
Hmm.
with becoming a dancer. But when it comes to mashed potato, being able to say, I make 10 out of 10 mashed potato, and you
Bangers and
could say
mash.
that with confidence, with chest,
Hmm.
that's a skill I would want
Yeah,
in my
for sure,
itinerary, to be honest.
for sure.
That's one thing I'd want to have.
Yeah, yeah. All right,
Definitely.
let me throw into you now.
Okay.
Would you
What is it?
rather be a world class singer, actor, or athlete? And I'm gonna say, for the sake of this,
Okay.
you're gonna make a lot of money doing whatever you choose, and it's gonna be like the same.
Yep.
So the money is not an equation. It's basically what activity do you want to be world class at?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. That's a good one, to be fair. I feel like that may have changed as my life has gone on. I feel like at the start, it definitely would have been an athlete.
Yep.
And that I feel like then it would have been, for a couple of years, I've gone to an actor.
Okay.
And then nowadays, I think I would go with a singer because I just love,
Interesting.
like I'd love to just be able to kind of like play piano and just sing and just sound so sick while you're doing it. I really, really like to do that. So yeah, I'm gonna have to say, to be fair though, three decent options. What would you go for?
It's tough. I think they're all so appealing, to be honest.
They are.
I think it'd be dope to be a world class athlete. Just the
It would be
things
cool. To be fair.
that
Be pretty cool.
you can do with that level of skill and fitness, and just obviously it takes a lot of dedication to achieve
Mm.
that sort of thing. And I think it'd be cool to know. I mean, I guess you could say that for any of them, really. Like, if you're a world class actor, then you're at another level in that field, and singer, same thing. But
Yeah.
I think for me, I think I would say athlete, although it is very tempting to say either of the other two. But for me, I'll say athlete, and we'll move forward with that.
Absolutely. Okay, so Jens, I've got a great one for you here.
Yep.
Would you rather lose the ability to cry forever,
Yeah.
or cry for every day for 20 minutes randomly? So this could happen at any time.
You say that
20
like
minutes
that
throughout the day.
doesn't already happen to me every day for 20 minutes.
I mean, yeah, I definitely don't do that myself. No. So, what would you go
Yeah.
for, Jen? Out of those two?
I I think this one's pretty easy for me, honestly. Crying for 20 minutes every day randomly sounds kind of miserable, and I work as a teacher, so like if I was in the middle of class and I just had to break down and cry, it would be chaos. I'm a PE
It
teacher
would
now,
be
so
not ideal.
it would just be I would lose them every time. And as someone who doesn't cry very much anyway, like maybe a couple times a year, maybe literally that's what it
Jensen's a
is.
hardcore guy.
Uh,
He's a hardcore guy. He's
it's
emotional,
it's
but he's
just
not.
it's just
He
not
doesn't.
it's
Hey,
not what I do. If you do that, that's fine.
yeah,
But
yeah.
I think losing the ability to cry permanently would not affect me all that much. But crying every
Yeah,
day would
yeah,
be
yeah.
very inconvenient for me. So I think I'm gonna say lose the ability to cry, and that's gonna be my answer. What about you, Joel? What would you?
Mate, 20 and when you think about it, like 20 minutes is a long time.
That's not
Like you'd be
short.
able to watch like almost two Spooned It podcasts
Depending
mid
on the
crying.
episode,
And
yeah.
so, well, do you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
so I think personally, yeah, I love having a good cry. Like one of the most recent times I can remember, I was watching a movie and caught me completely off guard. Suddenly, boom, floods, and I
What was
was
the
like,
movie?
"What even happened here?" It was called Silver Lining Playbook.
Good
And
film.
it was
That's
not
a great movie.
really good film. It's a
Hmm.
really good movie, but it's not the part that you would think. So it's none of whatever's going on between
Okay.
like the two main actors.
Yeah,
But it was
Bradley
when
Cooper and
Bradley Cooper has that hug
Lawrence.
with his dad, with Robert De Niro, and he's like, "I'm proud of you," and I was just like, "Boom!" and I was like, "Gone," and I was sitting there at the end. I was thinking that was so bizarre. But so I think, and this is a tough one, but I don't think I could just not cry for the rest of my life. Like I would find that gutting. So I would just want to cry for 20 minutes randomly. I don't know how you're saying you wouldn't ever want to cry. Like what about like your wedding day or like your kid's graduation? Surely you want to be able to shed a tear.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I'll just go the opposite end of the spectrum. Just like not stop smiling. Like there's a couple ways
All the
to.
time.
Well,
Kind of psychopathic.
emotional moments, but like, yeah, I mean, what you just said were like two happy moments. Do I want to be crying in happy moments? Like, I can see why you would like cry. Tears of joy
true.
are great, but like,
It's a boy.
I could also just be happy and like smiling and having a good time about it.
Hey,
too.
amen. Well, that's another thing. To be fair, would these be like? Would you actually be sad for 20 minutes, or would you just not be able to stop crying for 20
My
minutes?
interpretation is you just can't stop crying. Being sad, that'd be lame. That'd be dumb.
It's pretty healthy for your face as well, isn't it? To cry like tears. Don't they like help clean
I mean,
out your face or something?
that's what tears are. It's cleaning your eyeballs. It's like a saline
So
solution.
I tell you
or
what, I'm
whatever.
gonna have a flipping like smooth face. Anyways, Jen, get us lined up with another one. Here.
Yep. Okay, so this one, I'll have to do a bit of explaining. But would you rather never have to eat or never have to sleep? And this is not you can't eat or you can't sleep, but it basically, if you think about it like a survival game,
Right.
you don't have to. So you can choose on any
Right,
given night, I am not tired and I don't need to sleep, but you'll still be just as refreshed. Or you can say, I don't need to eat today, and you'll still be full and get the nourishment you need somehow. So you can still do it for enjoyment,
Yeah.
but you don't need to do it.
Yeah. Okay. Wow. So eat or sleep. I think I would have to go with sleeping because I feel like in that moment when you either really need food or you really need sleep. Like really needing sleep is definitely worse than really needing food, in my opinion, because like your head starts to spin and everything. So I would definitely go with sleep. Because I feel like if you think, I don't need sleep, cool. Well, then you can go sort some food. But if it's like, I don't know, that's my thinking. That is my thinking. I'd definitely go with like, don't actually have to sleep. What about you?
It's so tough. Like both options, you can definitely make the argument for like the financial reason, because if
Absolutely.
you don't have to eat, that saves you so much money. If you could just choose to like
man.
only eat just like for enjoyment, like snacks when you want to, so much money you save.
Yeah. Wow.
But on the other hand, if you never have to sleep, you've got 12 more hours in the day where you can do whatever you want
work.
and work,
Whatever.
make money, anything. So it's really tough. I think,
Got your business hat on.
yeah, I could edit more podcasts. I could do 2 a week instead of one.
Whoa.
Put out
I don't
two
think I was
videos.
ready for that. You know what I mean? Way.
That's tough. I think at the end of the day, I'll say sleep. I think just having all of that time, like every minute of every day, would be so
Yeah.
valuable. Even if I wasn't being productive, I could just, you have literally twice as much time. Well, with my sleep schedule,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
a third more time, but or a
Whoa,
fifth,
legend.
depending on the day.
Yeah, depending on the day. Okay.
But
Okay.
I think that's a pretty solid question. I think there's definitely merits to both, which is the hallmark of a good would you rather question. Now,
Absolutely.
Joel, do you have one more perhaps to finish us out for this would you
I
rather
do.
segment here on the SpewnedIt
Just
Podcast?
before we get into something that we haven't done for a while, I'm very excited. Would you rather? We're ending on such a stupid note here. Would you rather have to always hop around on one foot when you're moving? Okay, so not when you're standing still, or when you are standing still, you always have to squat.
It brings to mind this YouTube video about like the developers of
Oh, man.
Cyberpunk or something. It's ridiculous, but they're just like squatting around their conference table, like talk. It's animated. Anyway, it's
So
goofy, so stupid.
Just the thought of that is ridiculous.
Hopping around, it'd be so tiring. It'd be so inconvenient. Squatting is kind of silly, and it'd be hard to look professional while doing it in any
would.
setting. But maybe the solution is then I just walk around constantly and never stand still. So I think I
To
go
be
with
fair, like,
squatting because I think it'd be
Yeah.
slightly less inconvenient. It would still be inconvenient, but I think it'd be slightly less. So hopping around all the time, then I would just have to stand still, or else I'm
Yeah.
squatting. It's tough.
No, I see
think
what you're saying.
squatting
Well, to be
edges it out,
fair,
though.
like either way, you're going to be pretty thick by the end of this because you're either hopping around on one leg at a time, so those legs are going to be buff, or
Yeah.
if you're squatting all the time, like mate, literally every day is going to be leg day.
Thunder
Okay,
thighs.
well, I think I'd have to do always squatting because I think that's just quite funny as well. Like just the mental picture of that, it just I can't. It just makes me laugh. I actually can't deal with it. And so there you go. Would you rather's, Jensen? Do you know what time it is?
Yeah, I think I do. And now it's time for Lights, Camera, Fiction with Brad Lassiter and John Bird. Welcome back to your favorite improvisational film, trailer, movie show. I'm Brad Lassiter, and this, of course, is my co-host, John Bird.
Thank you, Brad. Now, for those of you who may be new to the program, this is where we are generated several random movie titles and must create the trailers for said random titles, and it's all done off the cuff.
Indeed, John. Now let's see what our movie title is today.
Galactic Cold Spoon Wars. It had been many a time since the wars had begun. Few had survived since the beginning, and yet there was one, but he was in danger.
The Warm Spoon people had been pressing forward ever since the Cold Spoon enjoyers had been putting their spoons in the freezer to cool them down so they're ready to not melt their ice cream bowls. But the Warm Spoon lovers said nay. Ye shall not be not melting that ice cream. Instead, you shall melt right through it as a knife cuts through soft butter. And therein lies our conflict.
Nay, said the Cold Spoon people, nay, you shall not cut through our ice cream bowls and our plates and our furniture with your warm spoons. How dare you? And yet, the one who had seen things since the beginning seemed to have an answer. But how? How was he to bring peace? How would he bring the warm and the Cold Spoon people together?
To discover the secrets of our hero, Lukewarm, you will have to see the film. And there's no spoilers in the trailer, so too bad.
So go to a theatre and make sure whatever you do, do not bring a spoon through that door. Otherwise, Let's just say that you won't leave with it.
Hey, thanks guys for listening. We're love doing this as always, and we enjoy bringing the content to you guys. As you may have noticed, I've got a bit of a new background here. I did move once again.
Looking very snazzy.
Thank you. It's a little bare at the moment, but hopefully that will be changing soon. Anyway, thank you guys for listening. We hope you have a fantastic rest of your week, and we will see you next time.